All right, good morning, you guys. It is Saturday, October something or other. I don't know, 14th-ish, I think. Um, so I'm just pulling up to the building. We have UNI dance team who is going to temporarily, we're going to be their home for a little bit here as they do not have rehearsal space right now. And so they are coming for their first rehearsal here today. So I'm going to meet them here, get them started, get them what they need, and all of that. So also, because it's Saturday and I have my husband and we can actually get some things done, later he'll be coming in and we'll be working on just some odds and ends things around the building. So I wanted to vlog. We'll probably throw it all together in a weekend vlog, because there'll be different things on Sunday that we're doing as well. But as I pulled up here, I wanted to show you something with the paint. I'm guessing there's going to be some touch-up things that have to happen, and I don't know if this had to do with the rain or not, but I wanted to kind of show you and document something. So if we look closely, kind of right there, we can see blue. So it's almost like, I'm not sure, that's the paint peeling off. At first I thought it was the tape, but I think it's actually paint. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that has something to do with the rain situation, and then that not being dry enough in time for it to rain would be my guess. But hopefully it's just something where it's just that little piece and they can kind of touch it up. It's not like that big of a deal, would be my hope. So yeah, hopefully it can kind of stop raining. Of course, it doesn't rain all summer long, and then when the painter's available to paint the exterior, it rains. It's just the way that it is, you know. You just have to keep going. So yeah, so I'll keep you updated as we do some random things around the building. It's really miscellaneous stuff. We're going to attempt to do some mirror work this weekend, but we just have to get some helping hands. It's not something that Josh and I can do ourselves, and so kind of reached out to some friends and family to see if they are available for that. But other than that, it's a lot of little things. We have some light bulbs out that need to be fixed. There's some toilets that are leaking just a little bit that need to be fixed. So it's a lot of that type of stuff that Josh needs to work on. The leak situation in my office. So just kind of more little things that as we move in and as we're using this space more and more, all these little things come up that you start to notice. Oh, that light bulb is out, and there's leaking toilets, whatever it is. You don't notice those things at first when you don't have hundreds and hundreds of people in and out of the building. So that's what we're planning on doing today. And like I said, we'll just throw this all together in a weekend vlog for you. So we'll keep you posted as the weekend goes on. Oh no. I was going to go into the building. Our hawk friend is back here. Let me flip you. He's on top of the bush right there. Oh, no, he's on the side. Right by the front door. Why does he like the front door so much? You guys, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, he's beautiful to look at, but he can't live right here in the front of this building. I don't know what to do about that. So, I mean, I'm just sitting here. Let me put you on normal so you can see. I'm sitting right here. And he is flying closer to me. Oh, my goodness. Well, hopefully he flies away when I walk up to him? Question mark. I guess we will find out. Okay, I have 80 things in my hands, but I'm going to try to vlog while I do this to see what he does. Of course, it's windy and cold and all the things. Let's see if he flies away. Go on! Go on! You can't be here! Ah! Guys, it's flying towards me! Afraid of. He doesn't seem very scared. He flies right towards you. Not good. I'm looking around to see if there's any more little animal parts, if he had another. Not that I can see, but okay, well, that's fun. That's fun. Alright guys, so I'm mostly working in the office today because most of my stuff is, unfortunately, office work, desk, computer kind of stuff. I do need to run a couple errands, make a few more keys, and get some stickers for the floors before HDS classes start. But I just wanted to update you with what we have going on right now. Currently, Josh is working on light bulbs. Oh, he's way back in the dark. You like working in the dark? You like working in the dark?
Yeah.
You kind of have to, don't you?
Yeah.
So, like you can see, well, I probably shouldn't turn the lights on right now, but some of them are either completely burnt out or they're just really, really dim. And the women's was like that. And he has all of them switched out now. So they're not, you know, some were definitely way dimmer than the one right next to him. So yeah, like this one on the end, I guess he hasn't switched that one yet. You can see that that one's like, this one's dimmer than that one. But some were really bad. You and I dance teams here. Just can hear their music. But that, I mean, this works out really well because this building is so huge that like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they're here doing that while we're down here fixing stuff, or I'm in my office. I can't even hear him in my office. Like, so it's so different than our old space that we had where, you know, if we had something going on, if we had an event going on, if we had people in studios, it was really hard for us to do something like fix light bulbs. Whereas now, you almost don't even know that they're here. So I'm gonna make some coffee because I need something warm. Those of you who know me, I don't actually drink any caffeine anymore. I used to a lot. And then I got pregnant, and since then I've cut out caffeine completely. But I like decaf because I like the taste of it and I like to be warm. So I'm gonna make some coffee here. And then, like I said, there's some errands to run. There's some physical stuff that I need to do. There's physical stuff that Josh is doing. There's a bunch of computer stuff that I have to do as well, but we'll keep you updated with kind of the odds and ends things that we have going on today. But first, coffee, right? All right, guys. All right, two random things as I'm standing here making my coffee. One, update on the paint. If you'd like to see how well it's holding up, I can show you. This is the staff lounge door, which, as you know, didn't look great to start with. I think that was there to start with. Some of that was there. But as we use the space, like it appears to just be getting worse. Here's another big chip out of it. And it's not like we have done anything crazy with it. So anyway. And then the other thing that I was going to share with you from more of a organizational standpoint and kind of a lesson learned for us. At first, when I was thinking about all this and, you know, hoping that construction was going to be done August 1st, maybe August 10th, maybe the 15th, you know, I had this expectation in my head because I like to be super organized. I had this expectation in my head that by the time classes started September 10th, that like we'd have all these new systems and like
this is when this cleaning is going to happen because this hall needs cleaned. And, I like that. I like when everything is figured out. But what I've learned is that, for one, that's just really hard because oftentimes construction is going to go late. And so it's almost impossible to be able to do that. And two, it's really okay to get in the space and kind of live in it for a few weeks, maybe even a couple months, before you start to realize what actually needs to be done. So for example, it did hit me the other day that we don't really have the staff lounge area to be cleaned on any sort of system. Nobody's responsible for that as of right now. And so we do have capacity. I found a great time for someone to do it. But it's just that idea of, it's okay to get in a space around and notice, like, oh yeah, someone needs to be cleaning in here. Right? Like, oh yeah, somebody needs to be responsible for this, right? It's going to happen. And I think it's okay to let some of that happen naturally, even if you are like very type A and super organized. You're going to kill yourself trying to make it happen, for one. And two, likely the systems you create, you're going to have to end up changing drastically anyway, because once you get in the space, you're going to learn different things, or there's different needs than what you think. So yeah, for us, what we're going to do is, we do have a staff member here on Sundays while our teams are dancing, but we're not technically open because all those kids come for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something at a time, consistently back to back, for the most part on Sundays. And so there's not a ton of coming and going with those competitive kids on Sundays. And so the staff member only has to open the doors, kind of unlock, let them in, and then lock back up. And then we're able to use that time for her to move around the building because it's locked, for her to move around the building and take care of some of these things. So on Sundays, this will be something that she does. She'll be responsible every Sunday for checking the staff lounge, cleaning what needs to be cleaned. I'll create a checklist for her to just kind of help make sure. I'll check the sink, check the fridge, clean it out, whatever. So she will bop in here and do a few things. And then there's other places around the building that kind of the same thing. We're not hitting them during the week yet. And so they need to be touched on Sundays when she's here. So yeah, just kind of a thought. I know that some of you watching, are kind of doing the same thing right now with build outs. And so just wanted to share that as well. All right, so now he's on to the vending machine. We still haven't got figured out yet, but he's got to get an antenna in there somewhere for the credit card reader. So that's kind of what he's working on now. And then we have a staff member who's going to do some research. The instructions that came with it are like not really, it's like one page. And so she's going to do some research and look into how to, how to get it set up, how to get the card part set up, the cash, the coins, the stuff, the food items and the drink items in there and all that. So she's going to do a little research, but Josh knew, I don't know, apparently there's some instructions about putting a antenna in. So he's working on that. But anyway, I'm going to take a look at his list, make sure that we're prioritizing, like the leak here probably needs to get fixed before the vending machine gets put up. So that's kind of my job in all of this, is keeping, kind of keeping everybody, Josh, myself, staff, kind of on that, where there's so much to do that it's very easy for us to get like drawn towards something we either want to do or just drawn towards something that seems important. But if you actually take 5 minutes and sit down and look, something like a leak, right, is more important. And so that's kind of my role in this, that I've been trying to really stop and slow down and pause every once in a while and think about how important are these things and what needs to get done in what order. and I'm definitely not perfect, and there's things we've probably done out of order, but at least attempting to, like I said, slow down and think about that. So yeah. All right, guys. We'll keep you posted with whatever other random things he's going to work on today, but I'm going to take a look at his to-do list and see what we got on there. Yeah. And kind of update. I think some of the stuff that's on his list is done, so kind of update that and figure out what's most important. Prioritizing over and over and over again every day. It's like, let's take a look at priorities and figure out what needs to be done most importantly. So, all right, we'll keep you updated as we move through the day, guys. All right, so quick little update. It's just kind of cool to see the building come back to life, right? So, as you may have heard me say, it sat mostly empty for about 3 years. And prior to that, I think it had been kind of a downward, we found some things in the upstairs bathrooms that were dated 2017. So we're assuming like a lot of things, like consistently, it wasn't like one thing was left. Like the entire bathrooms had newsletters from 2017 posted in them. So I think the building kind of was phasing out of its use for many years, actually. And, maybe the second floor, for example, hadn't been used since 2017. And we think the entire building, other than a very small portion, had been vacant since 2020. And so it's just cool to bring life back to it. So not only do we have Monday, Tuesday, Sundays, late afternoons, evenings are us. Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, we have, 6 studios running with all of these kids and all this, parents and siblings and stuff in the waiting rooms. And like that was really awesome. And now also like to think that on the weekends and, sometimes where we're not even here, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, that now we have the UNI dance team. I have to be careful about what I show because it's Spot TV, so I can't like show much, but hold on. Yeah. I'm going to zoom in really, really far here so you can't see anything else other than them. But yeah, so they're here rehearsing. It just feels good to bring life back. And it has nothing to do with, like, UNI dance team isn't paying us anything to use the space. Like, it's something we're doing for community involvement, which is one of our core values. I'm happy to do it. So it's not that. Like, it has nothing to do with that. It just feels really good to bring life, and not just life, but like such vibrant life back to this building. And that I just feel very fortunate that I get to play a part in that and get to witness it. It's a really, really neat thing. So I just wanted to note that as I'm sitting here on a Saturday. Typically the building's pretty vacant other than us, but it's like, hey, no, there's still cool stuff happening and dance happening and energy happening here in the space. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, so a little update here. This is looking promising. It's kind of loud. Like I can hear the kind of the refrigerator noise, right, for the drinks. But that's whatever. That's fine. It's kind of loud out here anyway. We have that white noise that happens throughout this space anyway. But I told Josh it's not really actually ready to go. Like the card reader thing, we got to find some better instructions and like figure out how to set that up and what we need to do for that. And then I don't know otherwise if it's really ready or not, but obviously we don't have stuff in there. We don't have cash, change, coins in there. It hasn't been programmed, this item is this much and all that. So I don't know I feel like if we leave it like this, it's going to draw attention and people are going to think that it's up and working. So again, priorities, I don't know. Sometimes Josh gets a little ahead of himself with some of these things. So we'll see. The other thing that he's going to work on here in a minute is all the keys, the key situation. We have a lock box of keys hidden somewhere in this building, and they need to get organized. So right now I have a bunch of them sitting on my desk, as a lot of you have seen. Sorry, I'm gonna bear with me for a second. So I have all these sitting on my desk, and they need to get figured out. So I mean, we know what's to what, and they all have labels on them, whether that's Post-it or an actual key tag, but you know, they all have something on them. But we need to organize this a little bit better, have them all in one centralized location, get them off of my desk because they're driving me crazy. So yeah, he's gonna work on that next. And then I don't know what else we're gonna get done today. I have a ton of computer stuff to do. So this is where it also just gets a little challenging, is I can't help with a whole lot of things when, like, I can't direct some of these physical things that need to happen when I also have a bunch of stuff that I need to do. So anyway, I think I'm just pulling up Josh's list here. Mirrors are not going to get done today because we didn't have anybody to help. We'll see about tomorrow. There's a few more things on his list that he could do. We'll see. We'll see if he can get a couple more things done today. And then, yeah, we have a few personal things that we have to take care of as well. And like I said, I have a ton of computer kind of work to do. We've had new policies that, you know, have needed to be created because of like just things that have come up. I need to get stickers on the floor because we have our holiday dance stuff happening. And it's just one of those things that you take for granted when you have studios that are just all set up and ready to go. It's like amazing. And you kind of just take it for granted. You forget about all those little things. And then when you're moving or setting up a new studio, it hits you like, oh, we don't have letters on the floor yet to mark spots for little kids as they start rehearsing for a show. And so it's little things like that need to get done as well. I need to make copies of some keys for different people. And then just other like staff stuff. And we have a staff meeting on Sunday night, so there's quite a few things to get ready for that. I have a shoe order that needs to get placed. I want to go upstairs and review all those like needs, like all the need lists, like the studio needs lists, and see what else is needed for each room. So it's a lot of little things. Yeah, so we'll keep you posted as today goes on and tomorrow, and we just keep checking one thing off at a time. All right, guys, we are here in the Culver's drive-through, which, you know, gives us plenty of time to vlog, right? Are you cold? Hi, Bill. You want to say hi? Hi. So they're not super happy that they have to go to Nordic, but they'll survive. So Josh has been at the building all morning. It's Sunday. All kind of late morning, I guess. And so he is finishing up some things there. What he did this morning was he borrowed a lift from a friend and went up and changed the light bulb over top of the staff entrance. That was out and needed to be fixed. And then he did while he had the lift, he went around the front and did the caulking of the holes by the big sign that we're thinking right has to be what led to the drip in my office, the leak in my office. So hopefully we've taken care of that in case, who knows what other leaks possibly were coming in from that. So he's done those things. I don't know if there's any other little things that he has done. And yeah, UNI dance team is there right now as well. And we have a trial event coming up. So it's exciting. There's always stuff happening these days. And I think like I said, it's like bringing life to the building and to our community. Like, it's just fun to have fun stuff to do. Fun, family-friendly things to do, within our community. So I'm really proud of that. I'm really excited for that. But anywho, and then the rest of the stuff today, I don't know if Josh is going to work on a few other little things. We'll see when we get to the building. And then, unfortunately, most of my stuff has nothing to do with moving or settling in at this point. I have a lot of stuff to prep for. We have staff meetings tonight. And then we have just lots of other things that need to, all of our holiday stuff is starting this coming week. And so I have to make a schedule for how we're going to get them all measured. And I have a new staff member to onboard. We hired a new teacher, which is exciting, but all the onboarding stuff for her and paperwork and all that needs to be done. As we currently, our business manager's kind of out with due to surgery recovery, and so it's really just kind of like right now in the business, which what a not great time to have this happen, but it's like I think it's good to share because I think it's good to kind of prepare for the worst case scenario. It's kind of me doing all of this and overseeing all of it. I can delegate little things to other people, but there's really not a number two in the business right now, which is making things pretty complicated and making it so that I'm working pretty much all weekend, every weekend as well. And we're not making a lot of good forward progress with moving and settling in because I'm just running a business. So anyway, there's a lot to unpack there. But anyway, just a note to those of you going through some of this, also in the back of your head, think, okay, what would happen if I lost my number two? What would happen if, and kind of run through some of those sort of negative scenarios because it's life and stuff happens. So it's good to be prepared for that, which I feel like we were not super prepared for that or had a great backup plan, I guess, if you will. So anyway, we'll get over to the building and see what's going on there, and kind of update you with anything else that we're working on today. So, all right. Okay, one other thing I kind of forgot about. The painters are back. Okay, I don't know if you can see them very well or not, but they are back. They said, "Oh my gosh, that paper looks." I was like, "Well, yeah, it didn't hold up so great in the rain and the wind." But anyway, the other thing that they said as Josh talked with them is that yes, they knew and they were planning on doing a second coat. So some of the things I showed you earlier on previous vlogs with the new paint, they expected and they knew, and they were going to do a second coat anyway. So yeah, we're going to go in. These poor children, it's like 1:30 in the afternoon and they haven't had lunch yet. They're starving. So we're going to go in and eat, and then we'll kind of catch up with what else Josh is going on. I think he's probably going to be about done because yes, we have UNI dance team here, which we can still do a lot of stuff, but we have a trial event that's starting here soon as well. And so that is, waiting room being used and all that. So we have to be careful about we can't just go in the bathroom and change a light bulb, right? When that's happening. And so I don't know that he'll have a bunch of other stuff that he can do. So we'll see. All right. So we had to check out Josh's office. He said this is the other thing he worked on today. He got stuff organized a little bit in here for himself. He said when he went to buy the light bulb above the staff entrance that he went ahead and bought a second one, so we have an extra one. And then he was like, well, I want to put it in here where this is his space and it's not going to get lost or moved by other staff or whatever, right, in a janitor's closet, like we know it'll get missing, or it'll go missing, just because it'll get moved around. And so we wanted him to have his own space to keep some of those things, the owner's manuals and things like that, to different things that we don't want to misplace. And so that's what this little room is. It's his office. So yeah, he wanted to spend just a little bit of time getting some organization, which I understand. We do have to do that. And then I thought this was funny. I gave him this, and he hung it up. It was from the old staff lounge here. But, oh well. All right, we have people here for an event, so I'm gonna jump off. And this may or may not be the end of the vlog, guys. I don't know that we have a whole lot else going on, so I'll update you if you do. All right, bye. All right, guys. So it's about almost 5 o'clock now, for 4:40ish, but basically we came back, we ate. I showed you Josh's little closet office that he was working on, and then I worked in the office a little bit, got a few just the random policies typed up, emails, that kind of stuff done, and then I did help a little bit with a meeting that we had happening, and talked with a couple of people in the waiting room and that kind of stuff, and then had to get some more keys made. So it's like the never-ending key thing, but hopefully we're about to the end. So I got like, I don't know, however many more, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish, 7-ish more keys made. So that's probably another little tip, is just go ahead and throw an extra 1 or 2 of every key on, because who knows. But no, it's fine. Came back in and made a few more keys. Two different employees commented on how many keys this was, and I just wanted to be like, oh my gosh, if you only know what was sitting on my desk, like, it was driving me crazy. So anyway, adding to the pile, but a lot of them I'll hand out tonight at the staff meeting, so that's good. They're actually going out. And then all the fobs need to get programmed yet before our staff meeting tonight, along with a few other things that need to get done. But I do need to get those fobs programmed. So I might show you a little bit about fob programming and how much fun that is. They're super neat, but the programming is just a little bit old school and tedious, which it's totally fine. It's just when you're doing them all at once. So I might show you a little bit about that, but I gotta get back and get that done. Keep plugging away at stuff so that I can actually be ready for my meetings later tonight that start in like 3 hours. Okay, all right. Ooh, the breeze got chilly all of a sudden. All right, so while I'm walking in with all my keys and all my stuff here, I figured I would show you the paint update now that it's not raining. Still a little breezy out, but he said they have second coat of black done, and on the side. I don't think the front yet. I think I got all the second coat of black on the side done. So the few things we noticed over here, it was pretty, remember there's somewhere right in here, I think it was, there was like that odd white coming down from the top. We assumed from the rain, but wasn't really sure where the white came from. So that looks much better. That looks good. This stuff looks so much better, all painted, like blending in all this kind of stuff. The grass got a little black in it too, and that's all right, and that'll happen. Back up a little bit for you here. So yeah, this all looks really, really good. It's chilly. And then on the side, or on the front, I mean, as we come along the side here, I don't think they're quite done with this yet. So this is just first coat, and it definitely had some issues. I think they maybe scraped some stuff off. Ooh, it's chilly wind. So yeah, that definitely had some issues. It looks like they're, gonna touch them up, whatever they need to do, and then second coat. And like I said, this looks really nice here on the side. So I'm sure they will make the front look really good as well. It sounds like no rain in the forecast for, I'm not gonna walk through that mud, at least for a little bit this week. And so hopefully they can get a bunch done. All right, I'll talk to you about fobs here in a minute once I get in. Okay, actually I lied. I'm gonna talk to you about fobs right now. So we did put a fob system on the building like this. There's one on this back staff entrance door, and there's one over on the south tenant entrance door. There's not on the one on the front door because we open that during business hours and then people come in and out of that door, so it doesn't matter. So what we have, I've showed you guys what the fobs look like. I just had to rearrange my keys. So they're just these little fobby things like that. The nice thing about it is, typically speaking, as teachers are coming up, they don't have to fumble with a key. Think about winter time. You've got big gloves on, things like that. You just have to put this fob in a certain area and it reads it and the door unlocks, and then it automatically locks behind you. So being that we have so many female staff, it was recommended by one of our dance parents that is also a police officer, sheriff's deputy. And so he had mentioned it, and as soon as he mentioned it, I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. We don't want our staff out here. Again, where we are, it gets dark in the wintertime. It's getting dark very early. So a lot of dark time, lots of really cold. We don't want them out here fumbling around with their keys and trying to get in the door. So fobs are just more of a safety thing. And then it's also nice because we can activate them, deactivate them pretty quickly. It's different than keys. The programming part I'm going to talk to you about here in a minute. All right, guys, so let's talk about fobs a little bit. You've seen kind of what they look like. Here's a whole string of them. When you get them through Hawkeye Alarm anyway, you buy them in 50s. So you have to buy 50 at a time. So we have one pack of 50, and this is, how much we've used so far. But that's only because me, Josh, 2 tenants, is that it? Oh, you and I dance team. Like, there's not many of them I've done. So it's kind of an old school type program here that you're working with. You have to create a schedule first, save it, name it, save it, all that stuff. Then you have to create an access, what's it called? Access levels. So you have to go to access levels, create an access level. Then you can go to your card holders and create their fobs for them individually. And unfortunately, there's no like clone user type option where you can just sort of clone and change the name and all the settings stay the same. So for each individual staff member, I already have the schedule set up. I already have the access levels set up. So now for each individual person, I just have to go to card holders, and then I have to go to the next one that's open. So I've already done a few. I'm on ID number 10, and then I'm going to click on that. Then you have to do the whole push edit user and type in their name and all that, and then save user, and then for some reason you have to refresh. It's fun, I tell you. You just refresh it, and then you have to go back and click on that badge again, and then you have to edit the card itself and pick which schedule, which access level you're picking for that particular fob. So the cool thing about it is that everybody's fobs can do different things at different times, and we can be in control of that. So it really is convenient. We'll never be doing this again, right? We're never going to have this many to set up at one time. This is really a one-time thing. Moving forward, we'll be going in and adjusting some schedules. We'll be going in and adding the few new staff members a year that we get, right? So this year it's a little more tedious, a little more time consuming when we're doing it over and over. Because I'm a very visual person, here's how I'm organizing all of this. Most of the staff already has their main staff key. Actually, I think all of them do now. This is just fobs and random other keys that they needed, like a dumpster key or a front door key for Denver. Maybe they didn't teach at Denver before and now they do, or vice versa. So they have kind of these miscellaneous random keys for some people, and then everybody will have a fob. And then this way I can make sure they're staying in piles, and I can carefully, carry this to where we're going to have our staff meeting, and then set it down on the table. Thought about putting them in Ziploc bags. That will work too. But I just figured this is going to be easier for me to carry and visually be able to see as people walk in. It's all laid out then. I like things laid out. So in the staff meeting tonight, I'll be like, oh, Jess, boom, here you go. And I have to like dig through a bunch of Ziploc bags. Now, if they move around a whole bunch very easily when you bump it or anything, then I'll probably throw them in Ziploc bags. But for now, this will work. So I have 2 done. How many to go? Quite a few. Working on this for quite a bit here before we get ready for our staff meeting. And of course I have other things. There's like shoe orders and other things that need to get done too. So never enough time. But yeah, so gonna get this done. All right, bye guys. Okay, so the fobs are all programmed. Actually, once I got going, yes, it's repetitive and there was no easy way to clone, but you're clicking the same buttons over and over again. So it's pretty easy to get into a good swing of things. And it's Sunday, so it's pretty quiet around here. So I'm able to start and finish. And so it actually wasn't that bad. But yeah, we used about half of the fobs are gone, that makes sense out of 50. We should have about half of them gone. They're all ready to go. And now, because I'm me, I'm just going to go through everybody. So this is just the first 12 users, and then I'll keep going through and just make sure that the correct access. So see, some of them say like manager coordinator access. Some of them say 24/7. Some of them say tenants. Some will say staff access as well. So I'm just going to go through and make sure that they all look correct and all the numbers are matching and the accesses are matching and all that. It just controls like which doors they can open and things like that. So it's really kind of neat. I kind of wish we had it at our Denver location too, just to keep things consistent and easy. But it's just everything costs money, right? So it definitely adds up, and we're only up there 2 full nights and then a little bit on a 3rd night. So probably not as necessary. We don't have as many people coming and going as often, but it really is handy, and it's kind of a nice extra to be able to offer our staff. So yeah, so I'm going to, like I said, because I'm just a nerd, I'm going to go through and make sure that everything looks right. And then I'll probably have some staff try them tonight too, as well at the meeting, just to see if they seem to be working as scheduled. And then the other stuff that I have to do tonight really has nothing to do with moving or unpacking, unfortunately. Like, there's so much of that needs to get done, but we have our fall mini session starting on Monday, tomorrow. I have a new staff member to onboard tomorrow who starts tomorrow. We have our staff meetings a little bit later. I have another meeting, and I have a shoe order and a few other like policy related things that I need to wrap up. And so, yeah, that'll put me at meeting time. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go and get my work done here. Looking forward to the week ahead. Let's give you an idea of what's happening this upcoming week. And we'll probably vlog. I believe the only really exciting thing are the mirrors coming this week. And so, yeah, about midweek, you can expect another vlog about probably a paint update while I do the mirror vlog. I might as well give you a paint update and see where we're at with that. And then we'll do a mirror vlog. And that's probably all we've got happening this week as far as construction, moving, settling in, related things, which I'm really excited about, you guys. As you guys know, those of you who've been following along, I'm reaching that point of like being over feeling like we're moving still, and we're still in the midst of that. And so I'm ready to be able to focus on some different things. So yeah, anywho, but yeah, probably midweek sometime, expect another vlog with some pretty exciting updates. All right, bye guys. All right, real quick, end to the vlog. The things we do for these kids. Our staff's truly amazing. It never stops working. Dedication like crazy. It's 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday, and here we are. Good thing we got that elevator. Moving TVs around, that's what needs to be done. So just had to laugh about that a little bit. Got done with our staff meeting, and then there's stuff that needs to be done before tomorrow, so getting it done. All right guys, now it really is end of the vlog. Bye.